Hi everyone. So the next thing we want to do is loops. So there can be a case when you want to run a set of statements again and again. So you don't have to, write those statements again and again. For example, if I want to print 1 to 20, I don't have to say SOP1, SOP2, SOP3. I don't have to do that. And because we have a thing in Java which is called loops, so you can execute the same statements again and again, and you can time them. You can not time them, but you can say start from here, end to here. It just makes it easy to work with. Now there are three loops, for, while, and do while. They do the same thing, right? As in, there are three basic things which you should think about if you want to work with loops, which is initialization, condition, and increment. Now initialization is from where your loop starts. That means if you are writing a program to print numbers up to 20, that means your loop starts from 1. Condition is till when your loop will run. So your loop will run up till it is 20. And what is the increment? So if you want to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? The first number, the difference between first number and second number is that you are increasing the number by 1. So that is the increment. Now, which loop to follow? Totally your preference, right? There is a slight difference between how do while works and the other loops, but you can use any one of them. It is just, your personal preference. Now, which one is popular? For is popular. Most of the developers or most of the people like to use for. Now let's get on and create a new class, and let's start to write this program. And I want public static void main. I will finish it. Now let's do this program in which we are printing numbers from 1 to 20. Now for the first thing I'm going to use is for I int I is equal to 1. So this is the initialization. I less than equal to 20 is condition. I plus plus is the increment, because we want to increase by 1. Now what do you want to do? You want to print, right? You want to print the value of I. Out print. And there is a difference between print and println. I know I have been using println, but if you use print, it's just going to print in the same line. That's what it does, right? If I use println, I'm going to use both to show you. So this is how it's printing. So if I use println, it's just going to print in the different line. It's just, you have to scroll, so it doesn't feel good about it. So that's why I'm using print. Now I'm going to copy this, and before I start for, I'm going to say I'm going to do the same program using while as well. So I'm going to say println, and then let's write for while. So in while you need to write the initialization above. So I'm just taking a different variable, so you can use the same variable as well, up to you. Now while, same, because I'm going to print, so x is 20, it's going to run till x is less than equal to 20. Then I do a bracket. So in bracket, the same thing, and with the x, and it's going to also do x plus plus, because we want to increase the value, right? You don't want to get into an infinite loop. Now if I run this, it's going to do the same thing. Let's do the same thing with do while as well, right? I'm going to copy this whole thing and quickly do a do while. So again, the thing comes, I'm going to take a different variable. So in do while, do comes like that, and then you have a bracket, and these statements come after that, like in do. And then this goes away. We still have one, and we have a semicolon at the end. right? So this is how the do while is. The difference between do while and other loops is the do while, executes even if the condition is not true. So let's execute this, once, and then we'll see. So right now, because I have this, let's do while. So right now, what is happening is it executed, right? And all of them are doing the same thing. The only difference is, suppose I start this loop from 20, 20, 20. So I have changed the initialization to 20. So now, if you see, they are behaving the same way because everyone is running once. But now if I do more than 20, so if I do 30 for all of them, right? Now, first two loops will not work, but the third loop will still work, right? They didn't printed anything. And the third loop, because the do while executes once, even if the condition is not true. That's the only difference between do while and other loops. But usually people use this loop. Back in the day when I used to, write programs in C, we used to use this do while because that time we had menu driven programs. So you wanted to show the menu at least once to the user, and then they can pick the option 1, 2, 3, 4 depending upon their personal preference, right? So at that time we used to use do while. But in today's case, because we are not creating menu based programs, usually we can use any one of the loops. So here it comes to the end of this chapter. Thank you so much. See you next time.